I can see him out there. I know this game. Helpless, unsuspecting, 20-something, having quiet night in while their folks are out of town. Sits down to watch any scary movie. The setup is just too perfect. The only chance I've got of getting is the first strike in. I'm not fucking going down like some two-dimensional aging star trying to pretend they're a teenager. Tools. What I have got? Enough, I hope. A quick check just to make sure that he's still there. Yeah, he's gone nowhere. I could see the mask and following back black screen. The film about avoiding film cliches. And here I find one stood right in front of me. The only thing between us and the door is I'm sure he can hear my labored breathing. Not as high as light as I like footsteps. He rings the doorbell. Bastard trying to catch me in the unaware. I don't fucking think so. I can just think about take his knife out and clutch it in too close to his robe. It looks dull, tarnished, and I call it lifeless. But it feels so much like an omen. I edge my way to the kitchen. The closest thing we have got a weapon is the assortment of kitchen knives. Fine, if it's a knife fight, then I'm going to take the first lunge. I compose myself for a minute, breathing some of the ash in my lungs before stepping back into the living room so I can make my way to the door. He's at the window. Game over. It's now or never. The police are not going to get here in time. The knife is in my hands. Its weighing isn't nearly as reassuring as I hoped it would be. The handle is moist in my sweaty palm, and I'm trembling so much that I think I might drop it from behind back and give the game away. This is it. My heart is practically through the ribcage as I reach for the door. No fear if you're going down. Go down fighting. I wonder if this is how every man on point felt when breaching a room. How brave souls of my D-Day felt, and they climbed onto their boats. Deaf, proudable, real with a face. I twist the lock. The door finally swings freely with a push. I taste the air. TR. He stops. The knife, I've never felt anything like it. He's saying as it's his first hit. The grate, it's still connected with the bone. The touch of the robe in my hand. I finished driving home into my defense. My salvation. It was over. It took a couple seconds for my reflection. I didn't even know if it was enough. I stared into those black holes, which should have held his eyes, and saw nothing. Everything in me wanted to burst. He sways, groans coming from behind the mask. I smell the blood as he falls. I stand trying to will the life back to my limbs. This is the part where they catch you. Dead? Sure dead, just as long as enough for you to get your guard down. I drag him into the chopping block around the corner and make sure he's not coming back. It's all over. I get back inside and wash up. I cry and cry a lot. It feels like I've just been lifted from hell. Jesus wrapping a hand around my wrist when I almost needed it. I've never been so religious type. Maybe that time's changed. My heart drops right back down into the pit from where I was just lifted. There's a knock at the door. The doorbell ringing. I peered outside and see a group of children and teens dressed as farmers. One looks like a priest, Stephen King, Children of the Corn, a religious fanatics haunted by the bastard-sized deity roaming the fields. 5 of them, well, there may be more of them, but that means nothing. I've done this once. It's time for the sequel. I twist the lock, and the door swings freely with the push. I taste the air. Trick or treat! Yeah, I'm not falling for that one.